Welcome to the Ultimate Fighting Chat podcast. This episode is about UFC Fight Night, Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad. Main card. Prelims have already done. By all means, have a listen to it. It's great stuff. And we'll try and be just as great this time. All right? Is anybody there?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was very good, the prelims chat, but there you go. Done now. It's done now.
Well, listen, that might be what you think.
It's in the history books or whatever.
Let's see what... That's right, it's done now. Let's see what the people think. Let's see what comments we get. Telling us whether it's good or bad. We'll take all comments. You know what I mean?
All criticisms, yeah, but I got a feeling that it weren't very good. But to be fair,
it weren't our fault, was it?
I don't think the prelims were very good.
No,
Crap. And Rojo. So, and I got a feeling, I think this card was all right. Anyway, don't matter. Let's get on with it, and then we'll find out.
See, it's what's his name? First off, the first to kick off. What they say to kick off the main card, we've got Eric Anders versus Darren the Dentist Stewart.
Yep.
Yeah, it's another Aljo. Let's have it. Fire away. Give me your thoughts.
It was my Aljo. These things always seem to come in sort of twos and threes and stuff like that, don't they? You know,
I've seen that way. Yeah.
Whatever happens, and all of a sudden you get sort of like it seems to happen. A couple of events on the spin, and
ended up a no contest due to an illegal knee, right?
Yeah, by Eric Anders. Yeah, Darren Stewart was on the floor. And he got kneed in the head, but he was on the floor because he was basically getting levered and battered pillar to post.
Exactly.
But again, it don't matter. It don't matter just because you were battering the guy or it looks like you were going to finish the guy. Don't mean you can just take a shortcut and go, well, I'll just knee him to the head instead. You know, the rules are the rules. The rules apply. The rules exist. Fail to abide by them, you deserve to lose. And that's the end of it. It's what happened to Jan. And unbelievably, I don't think that did happen. So this one was ruled a no contest. Now, here's where I've got an issue. What's the difference between the two?
Something to do.
I know what was given. Well, somebody said that Jan had been told he was a grounded fighter and it was intentional, even though Jan isn't English. And, he wasn't told literally a split second before that he was grounded. He was told, 5 or 10 seconds before, and Eric Anders, it was deemed unintentional. It was just
the chat.
It was every bit the same as Pete Yan's. I can't believe they weren't treated the same. One's a no contest, one was a disqualification. They should both have been disqualifications.
It's got something to do with what you said, to do with how the ref views it. That's the first thing. But also, I think Mark Ratner bloke confirmed this, but it's something to do with the rules regarding how long the fight has been on for, because this was a first round one. That's why it was a no contest. Look, I
don't think that's true. I'm sorry to dig out Ratner, but if you're talking about like it goes to the judges' scorecards, if it goes past a certain point of the fight, like in boxing, it has to go at least 4 rounds. So
something like that. They did say it was a boxing rule.
Yeah, so if there's a foul before 4 rounds, then it's declared a no contest.
Oh, there you go. Round one.
After 4 rounds, they go to the judges' scorecards, right? So let's just say you lost three of the first 4 rounds, and then in the 5th round, accidental clash of heads and you get a cut. They go to the judges' scorecards and goes, one fella won 3 rounds, 1-1-1. Therefore, that guy wins, right? I think that's a garbage rule because it's still too early in the fight, 4-round fight, but I believe that is a rule in boxing. I don't see how that can be applied to a 3-round fight because it's just, well, what? Maybe if it happened in the 3rd round, but then how many fights would you get that just end up being draws because somebody both got 1 round each? Or it's just those fights there's not enough breaks and segments in them. Like boxing, there's 12 rounds, so if it happened in round 9, you've got a nice enough, long enough period of the fight to sort of judge over. But 3 rounds, it's different. Don't work.
Maybe it don't.
It was. I don't care what anyone says. He threw that knee. I think he was running out of breath, Anders.
Well, it's
I mean,
not a surprise. I mean, it was an amazing fight for as long as it lasted.
it
Brilliant.
was. But, I mean, both of them looked like they were throwing punches underwater from the first round. I mean,
Didn't Anders get done first before Stewart?
I think
Didn't he get blazed a bit
I
first?
think he got a little bit rocked, but nothing major. You know, nothing like, oh, he's done him. You know, not any Papi Abedis. And then Stewart was kind of getting levered, wasn't he? I mean, there was a point where he kind of
Smashed.
probably gone, ref could have stopped it, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't. And at the end of the day, Anders was looking so out of breath that, I mean, those punches he was throwing, stuff like that towards the end, were so slow that I reckon Stephen Hawking could have got out of the way of him.
Oh, might have to cut that bit out.
Why? Why? I'm just saying that they were so slow.
He's a really intelligent gizzo. I'm sure he'd be able to dodge stuff.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He's
Yeah,
probably got, I don't know, turbo things on his chair and all sorts.
yeah,
Listen, he can't chat and he can chat. This guy's powers, so he'll be able to deal with it. No worries. I don't know if his will's allowed in the octagon though, because it has like bacteria on it and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Levy's not allowed in with her shoes. Hawkins definitely ain't gonna be allowed in with his like you say, his wheels. But anyway, let's get off the Hawkins. Yeah, it's just he looked really out of breath to me. And that knee, come on, let's be honest, he knew he was a grounded opponent. He'd been sitting on his knees for ages when he threw that knee. It weren't, you know, sometimes there's those ones where it's like someone's popping up and down, popping up to kind of like playing that risky game, or, you know, you feel like you kind of pull them up and you can land the knee at the same time. You know, but there was none of that. Stewart was down on his knee, looking like he was doing a protest for Black Lives Matter or something like that for about, 10, 20, 30 seconds. There was no ambiguity here. And there's just need him in the head. I mean, it's a DQ. It's a DQ. I don't even care if he didn't intend it. It was clear and it was obvious.
Round one. Ratner, round one.
Nah, I don't care. Ratner's talking out of his crack there. It's it should have been a DQ.
Well, okay.
And they've got to run it back. I mean, it's that simple. That's kind of
now. There is no doubt in my mind that, like with Aljo, this knee weren't devastating. The stuff before it was. This guy, Stewart, was smashed to bits. The knee, if it hadn't have happened, he was done. I think, anyway. I don't know. I mean, to me, he was getting blazed, right? What done him was all the stuff before the knee, not the knee. But neither of us, I know I certainly ain't, but it sounds like you're not going to either, are going to give Darren Stewart a hard time here. Oh, like we did Aljo. Why?
Okay. Well, he's Ingers, isn't he?
Yeah,
so there's your first thing. You come from England, you get a pass, right?
Yeah.
But, no.
Or Italy.
That,
can be from Italy as well.
Huh?
Italians as well. They get a pass as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Japanese.
Yeah.
Those three nations, you can do whatever you want as far as I'm concerned. Look, he.
Well, first off,
it's ironic in it that these illegal strikes always seem to be the ones that send people into.
That's the end. Yeah, they finished the fight.
I could take the other 84 significant strikes, but this last one, no, I'm sorry. That is just, I just can't possibly continue.
Yeah.
Look, again, I'm going to say exactly the same as I said with Stone. Stewart shouldn't have continued. It shouldn't have been given the option to continue, as far as I'm concerned. It'd taken too much damage anyway, and you add in an illegal strike. It's like, no, sorry, Anders, you messed up. You dropped the ball. You effed up. It's your mistake. Like we said, we had no problem with Sterling. We had no problem with Sterling not continuing or anything like that. We had problems with his actions after the fight, not matching what he was doing in the cage during the whole debacle, let's say. That's the thing we had an issue with. And it's the same with Darren Stewart, right? I think he could have, I don't think he could have carried on.
Not because of the knee, though.
Yeah, had nothing to do with that knee. But it don't matter. Anders broke the rule. And we should have. That's the end. And by the way, the same thing. Run it back. Even if he got DQ'd, Anders, I'd still be Dana. If I was Dana White, I'd go, I'm sorry, Stuart, though, you're gonna have to run that one back because it was kind of a bit inconclusive. But yeah, to me, there's no difference between the Stewart and the Sterling, other than, if we're being honest, I think Sterling, Darren Stewart kind of acts a little more like Keanu Reeves, a bit more deadpan, a bit more, sort of straight down the middle. And Aljamain Sterling was a bit more Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
One went absolutely, over the top with it, and the other one was a little bit more. I don't even think he was given the option to go over the top. I don't think Darren Stewart would have gone massively over the top. He definitely looked like a guy who didn't want to continue. I don't think he did want to continue. Like I say, I don't think he could continue, but I don't think that had much to do with the knee. But like I say, it don't matter. It don't matter. The knee was illegal. Anders threw it. Like I say, it is what it is, right? They'll have to run it back. But they were an half swinging, weren't they, both those fellas?
I really liked that fight.
Yeah, I mean, both of them kind of, it just got to the point where they both went, forget it, I can't bother to do 3 rounds of this. How about we just sort this out now?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And that's what we got. So
I think the old dentist, Darren Stewart, he's all right, isn't he? I thought Eric Anders looked good bod-wise. I know you just said he threw loads of strikes and he had no breath, but don't you think he actually looked quite good qual? Muscle business.
Yeah, considering he's someone who's always been a bit sort of like on that, a bit of that softer looking side. But I hated the way he had his shorts pulled down. So you can see, those Greek god sort of lines that kind of feed into your groinal area.
Maybe he's,
He had them pulled down so far, it was ridiculous. It was sort of like, I don't need to see the top of your pubes. You know what I mean?
He's making the most of it though, and enjoying it, showing off a bit, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I had Greek god lines like that, maybe I'd be walking around with low slung jeans like Josh Koscheck. But yeah, it was a good fight, but should have been a DQ for Anders, not no contest, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, what you'll have to do is put your complaint in and get that sorted out.
Yeah, next time I see Ratner, I'll have a chat with him about it and tell him he's got it wrong. And next time I see Stephen Hawking, I'll have a chat with him and all.
Oof, let's hope you don't get to see him anytime soon. What's the difference between a DQ and a no contest?
One goes down as a loss on your record and one doesn't.
All right. Well, that's why I was asking, yeah, because you're telling me it should have been this and that. So if you get disqualified, it's a loss, and if it's a no contest, it just gets wiped clean. Doesn't mean anything to anyone.
Yeah, one's a no contest, so essentially it's a
didn't happen, basically.
Yeah, and one goes down as a loss by DQ. Stephen Hawking passed away a couple of years ago, by the way, so I don't think it's likely I will bump into him anytime soon.
That's what I said. I hope you don't.
Hopefully not. Anyway, and yeah, so there you go.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go on to the next fight then.
On a somber note, we'll.
Well, you're the one who did it. This is.
Yeah. I should have thought of someone else, really.
No, it's just what came to mind, didn't it? It's natural. That's what it was. That was a natural thing. There's nothing wrong with him being remembered and spoken about.
Yeah, but there you go. I mean, I think it's a compliment, right?
I mean that. Yeah, I meant it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's still remembering someone who's. I mean, it's more than anyone's going to do for me, I imagine.
There's nothing wrong with being remembered. There you go. How about that?
Yeah.
Next fight, Manel, Starboy, Cape. Anything to say about that name? You're going to correct me, doing Annie?
Yeah, you've said it wrong. That's what I say about it.
Okay, well, let me tell you how it's spelt then. Manel, the reason I said Manel is because his name is Manel. And his surname, not Starboy, his surname is Cape. Now, the only problem here is the Cape is spelled with a K, but it's still Kape. Okay, sorry, Cape.
I would pronounce it Cop.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Okay, what about that lobster-looking bloke then? He's called Coke, Eric Coke.
Oh, yeah, Eric. Yeah, but he's spelled Koch.
Right.
He came in with a big rep, didn't he, this Cobb bloke?
What's he... Is that what he... That's not what Anik and all that said on the Broaders, is it?
Yeah, so, yeah. We even said it the other week. You
Yeah,
said
I
in
know. That's why I knew it was wrong.
Cobb,
But
whose name spelled Cape, but they call him Cobb or whatever. But yeah, it's let's just call him Manel. Um, but
did I
yeah,
get
I
his
mean,
first name right? Then he's just called Manel.
yeah, he came in
Oh.
with a big reputation, didn't he? And he's obviously got off to a bad start. And
Yeah, but Thingy won, right? So it was versus Matthias Nicolau, who was crap, and he won by a split decision.
it's funny you say that. I really liked Nicolau.
Oh,
I thought he was really good.
Maybe I'm
I,
getting him
I
confused with
thought,
the
I
bloke
thought,
on the prelims,
I thought
Rafa
he
or
was.
whatever his name was.
I thought he was. Yeah, we've got a couple of people that we've kind of got a different opinion. I actually thought Nicolau was really good.
Well, remind me. I can't. Maybe I'm just wrong. Go on, remind me.
Well, the way I saw this fight, I mean, there was quite a lot of controversy, not controversy, but a lot of people afterwards saying that it was a robbery and all that. I really hate it. It's got to be one of the most overused terms in this sport. And even though I think Nicolau's really good, it doesn't mean I even necessarily think he won this fight. But I'm just saying that I thought he was really good because I do think that Manel is really good. But he strikes me a little bit like Jorge Masvidal pre going into that rainforest and deciding he's going to blast everybody's face off.
Well, he didn't decide he was going to. The rainforest told him he was going to. I think something like that. Yeah.
Well, whoever decided it, but before he got that, let's just call it that killer instinct. He was like
It was
beating
like an
people.
awakening, I think.
All right, but he was sort of like beating people or seemed better than people. But his fight IQ.
Do you think maybe he should go back to the forest? He's due another trip.
Who Masvidal?
Hmm.
No, I think he's still got it. And he's still got it. He tried to blast out Usman, didn't he? He just had no breath. But yeah, this Manel guy, both his fights that he's lost, I think, has he lost them both by split decision? I can't remember, but both the fights he's lost, I've come away thinking he'll be kicking himself about that because he really could. I'm not saying he definitely could have won. Who knows if he was a little bit more aggressive or a little more reckless, he might have got banged out. You don't know. But the other one was against Pantoja, who's obviously a top 5 rated flyweight, and he lost that on unanimous decision. But it was one of those ones where each round was tight, and he lost this one on a split decision. I just thought to myself, I think he could have possibly nicked both those fights.
Yeah, well, he didn't know, and you said Matthias Nicolau was qual. I can't remember him. Is the truth? That's a bit rubbish that I can't. I do apologise, but I've left this so long that the ones that I remember, and the ones that stood out. This doesn't. This fight, unfortunately, so that's why you haven't to refresh me.
Enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed the fight, and thought it was a really good fight, actually.
Right, okay.
It's one of those real interesting fights, where Nicolau was on the back foot in the first rounds, but I think he was winning the first round, or I think he won the first round, should I say. And the second round, Manel caught him with a shot that obviously rung his bell, and really made him a lot more cautious for the rest of the fight about exchanging or getting involved in. He already looked apprehensive anyway, because I think that Manel looks like a powerful guy. And that he got rocked, I think, quite badly in that second round, and that was easily a Manel round. And I think it's just all basically on the third round. And I think there may have been a little takedown in there for Nicolau. And I think if you look at the actual numbers, I'm just going to bring the numbers up now.
I was going to have a little sniff, yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe he did just nick, on the significant strikes. Then he mix it in with the sort of the takedown and stuff like that. And
2 takedowns by Nicolau.
Yeah, and I think that's why when it came to the decision, I thought, I've got a feeling he's going to win this, even though to me, the guy who looked more of a threat, looked like if there was going to be a knockout or a finish, it was going to be Manel. The guy who looked like he'd done more damage was Manel. But if you're talking about in the sort of sports sense and the scoring sense, I got a feeling that Nicolau might win this, and that's obviously what ended up happening. I'd have been okay with either decision, but it ended up going to Nicolau. But I thought Nicolau showed some crisp striking, some decent footwork, mixed up his game a bit, some decent fight IQ, as in, when he had a bad second round, he made some adjustments. And if you look at the fight, Total strikes was 76 to 73 in favour of Nicolau, so nothing between them really. Significant strikes, Manel 61 to 55. So Nicolau landed a few more, but Manel landed the bigger strikes. But then you got the 2 takedowns for Nicolau. So anyone saying it's a robbery, I just don't see how you can come to that conclusion.
No, because what happens is I would presume if you were a judge at the side, you'd be taking some detailed notes. Like you'd make note there was definitely 2 takedowns. You wouldn't be sitting there going, did he take him down or not? You'd know there's 2. It says here he had a submission attempt. You'd be making notes of that. So like you said, scoring wise, it makes sense, doesn't it? Looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it don't always look that way when you're watching the fight. But you're not supposed to be. When you're watching it and judging it, if you know what I mean, you've got different heads on. You think sometimes the result can be a lot different,
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, the second round, Manel had the advantage, striker minus 27 to 20. Like I say, that he definitely rocked Nicolau bad in that round. Clear round for him. The first round, it says here only two strikes for Manel against 4 for Nicolau, and 3 on the ground. So I mean, it's just not much in that round, but obviously more in favour of Nicolau. And then in the third round, 29 to 26 strikes for Manel. So he's got the advantage there. But Nicolau got, I think, might have got a takedown or 2 in that round. So like I say, it's just one of those fights. It definitely not a robbery by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, it certainly ain't. If it's a split decision, which means that the decision was split.
Yeah, exactly.
So that kind of means it ain't a robbery because people had different varying opinions on what took place, So yeah,
I think I'm misremembering it anyway. It looks like he didn't get any takedowns in round 3, Nicolau.
Okay. Well, it was a while ago. We left this one quite long. Is it his debut? Because I don't remember seeing him before.
No, it's not his debut. Not
his debut, Nicolau. I don't remember him from before. I mean, I watch everything.
No, he's fought in the UFC before, but I think I was just checking him up here like years ago, but he got.
Oh, he's had a gap, has he?
Yeah, he got released. So it was in 2015. He was actually doing good. I mean, he was 3-1, but left the UFC in 2018, and then that was his first fight back. But in his 3-1 run, he beat some good people. He beat Lewis Smolka, John Moraga, lost to Dustin, who's, I don't know what's happened to him, but he was good, Dustin Ortiz.
That's true. Yeah, he's good. Like another, what's his name? Stayman and all that. Another one of them, isn't he?
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he's not in the UFC. He fought Ali Bagawatinov. Do you remember him?
I do. I do remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, he fought against him recently in a Brave promotion and lost on a decision. But it's weird because I don't know why Ortiz left the UFC. He'd won 3, including a win over Pantoja. Then he lost to Joseph Benavidez, who everyone did at that time. And then that was his last UFC fight. So I don't know if there was a contract disagreement or something.
Maybe he went to test out free agency.
Yeah, the classic, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think of him until you just brought him up. And you're right. I did think, I never thought he wasn't in it anymore. Just thought he hadn't had a fight for a bit. That's all. Yeah, so, that is weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good competitive fight. This one that I think I scored for Manel personally, but it was one of those ones that was so tight that as the decision was being read out, I was like, if this goes to Nicolau, I'd have no problem with it.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, look, I apologise for my lack of memory on that. I feel like I've done a pair of them a disservice, but yeah, I don't really remember it.
I think they're both good, but if you ask me who do I think's got the highest ceiling, I think probably Manel. I think once he can sort out his output, he's again another slow starter and stuff like that. I think he might be a bit of an Usman, bit of a problem, bit of a nightmare for the division. I think he's decent, not amazing. I think he's decent. So
for flyweight, yeah, okay. He looks pretty big for flyers, but there you go. Yeah, all right. Maybe I'll rewatch it. No, it ain't that good. Still, yeah, maybe I should have watched it before chatting about it. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. That would definitely have helped.
I mean, I did, but it's too long ago. The next fight then is Jonathan Dragon Martinez. Now, look, I think I know you get given your nickname, but it's too run of the mill and it being called Dragon. And he's got too much for a Martinez. He's got too much of a normal first name, Jonathan. Jonathan, and then he's got a cool middle, nickname, Dragon Martinez. It don't work, Jonathan Dragon Martinez. It's like a normal bloke who ain't a fighter, the sort of name he'd give himself and go, if I was a fighter, I'd be called Jonathan Dragon Martinez. But he actually is a fighter. So I think I might change that. Don't know what to. Jonathan Martinez.
Oh, that's crap, that, isn't it?
Versus, this is a good nickname, Dangerous Davy Grant. Brilliant. Oh. And he was dangerous because he banged him out in round 2. Go on, Davey. And didn't he bang someone out the fight before? Is he 2 or 3 knockouts in a row now? I think he's doing good. He's doing good. Since the old Ultimate Fighter, he had a big gap, load of injuries, no fighting. And since he's come back, he's been smashing teeth. Maybe he's been in the rainforest.
Yeah, he's had a couple of knockouts in his last couple of fights.
Go on, Davey.
He started off, 3 losses out of 4 in his UFC career.
Right.
Lost the Ultimate Fighter finale to Holdsworth, beat Marlon Vera, but then lost his next couple. Then got a split decision victory. You never know. I mean, it just goes to show sometimes how sort of small differences can sort of change your trajectory, can't they? Because if he lost that split decision, it would have been 3 losses in a row and 4 losses out of 5. You get the impression he probably would have been released. But he won that fight, split decision. Now he's on a 2-fight knockout streak. And honestly, I really like that Jonathan Martinez. I think he's nice and relaxed and fluid. And
I think he's good as well.
Yeah, I really like him. I think he's really good. I actually, when this fight was announced, I kind of went, oh, I think Davey's going to get done here. And it looked like he was going to get done in round 1, like either with a decision, but I think he also got rocked in round 1 as well, didn't he? And I thought this Jonathan Martinez, I really like him. He's really good, really composed, cool. And all that sort of stuff.
He's loose and smooth, well oiled. He's good,
Yeah. And, but then he got punched, decked, finished.
I think it was a left hookers, wasn't it? I think he'd done him with. I think that's his punch, old Davy Grant. That's his move. Yeah.
I don't think it was.
No, it won the fight, but it weren't amazing. As a matter of fact, what I did like about Davy Grant, I liked all his kicks. I thought his boot was decent. For a bloke who I didn't think did any, I thought he was quite good. He looked good as well. Like you say, it was a bit run of the mill. I mean, run of the mill. Look, I know what you're trying to say. He done him, he banged him out, but it weren't that good. It could have just as well missed, and he could have lost that fight as well.
Yeah.
But I do think he did good in the fight. As in, like I said, I think he mixed up his strikes well. As a matter of fact, I'd say the striking he did before the knockout was better than the win. The striking he did to win the fight. Strangely enough.
Yeah, I thought he looks like someone who's been trying to improve and has improved. Simple as that.
And there you go.
I think he's all right, and he's an Ingers, so we always get behind them, and we agreed as well, didn't we? Just think he's your classic Ingers. He could just as easily be your postman. He's good.
He is good. It seems like a good, normal, down to earth, like you say, boy next door, whatever. He's good. I like him. That's what is it? You can only be a girl next door.
Well, no, boy next door is just. Oh, it sounds a bit creepy.
Why is it? Okay, so why is it okay to say the girl?
Why are you looking at the boy next door? You know what I mean?
What, you ain't got no boys next door?
Well, yeah, I think I have, but
right. I'm just when it's girl next door, that's all good. But if it's boy next door, you're not allowed to say it. You're right. I don't think I have ever heard boy.
But when people say girl next door, isn't that kind of said in a way of like a dating way? Like, oh, she's really nice. She's like the girl next door kind of thing.
No, it can be about your personality, that you're not, think you're all amazing and all that, can't it? It's just like you're down to earth. That's why I used it. But I have to say, when I said it, I thought, I don't think that's a real saying, the boy next door.
In the film Girl Next Door, and that would sound like Lindsay Lohan in. And it's like a rom-com.
Don't know, I've never seen it. I'll have to watch it.
Why
is it good? Oh, I've not seen it.
Watched it. Lindsay Lohan's crap, isn't she?
Lohan, well, she's gone off the rails, in it.
Yeah, it's done Britney Spears. But I never understood why. I never understood why she was even like, sniffed in anyway.
What, Lohan?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What? I was saying you didn't think much of it anyway.
It.
Looks rough
I don't.
now.
I never got the fuss about why she was like,
Was it
people.
fussed over?
Is she even in it? She's not even in it.
Well, you brought it up. I never.
Yeah, she's not even in it.
Well, do you know any Lohan films? Herbie? There's one. Freaky Friday. That's another Lohan, I think. And now
I don't think I've ever seen a Lindsay Lohan film. I'm gonna have a quick look, but I don't think I've ever seen one.
tell me them. I'll tell you ones I've seen. Go through them. Go do like the top 10. When I say top 10, I don't mean as in good. The last 10 then.
All right. Blimey. I don't think she gets jobs anymore, does she?
No, I know that. It's because it's all smashed out, isn't it?
Scary Movie 5. You definitely ain't seen it.
Not seen it.
I'll try and pick ones that I think you might have seen. Glee TV series.
Nope.
Machete.
Nope.
I'm gonna say that. I mean, is she even famous?
We'll go down.
Herbie, there you go. 2005.
Because she was a bit. Look, don't forget, she was a child actress, and then
this is the one I was thinking
messed
of.
up. If you know what I mean.
Mean Girls. She was in.
That's right. Mean Girls. Yeah. No, I think I have seen that. Don't remember it though.
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Same film. Yeah.
Yeah. Freaky Friday. Same film. The Parent Trap. Same film. And that's it. What a crap.
And Herbie.
I've had a better acting career than her.
And Herbie, that was all right.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Well, anyway, Lohan weren't on this event, so.
No. But yeah, we spoke about her more than anything else. But yeah, look, Davy Grant's good, made improvements, and we like to see that, don't we? But I think that Jonathan Martinez will come back and be successful. Because I was actually quite high on that guy. I thought he was, decent. I still am, just because he got knocked out.
He's definitely good. He's like, it's like if Gutierrez gets done. Remember, he's my
your
man at the moment, isn't it? Yeah. He's going to be the champ and everything. I've done a Gareth A, ain't I? What he did with Gustafsson. I've done a Gareth A on Gutierrez already, but then you did it on Che Mills. So
I didn't say anywhere near that, but I'll tell you what, they're in a rough division. Kyler Phillips, Jimmy Rivera, Cruz, Edgar Moraes, although he's never ever going to win a fight again. You might as well just go on the cover of Men's Health now. Aldo, Garbrandt, Sandhagen, Yan, and of course the king of the division, Ultim8. Right, anyway, next fight.
Dan, 50k Ige versus Gavin Governor Tucker. Do we like the nicknames? What's the 50k? Or just that he gets bonuses? But he can't have that.
Bonuses.
Yeah, but so that's a newish nickname. Then he wouldn't have had that before he was fighting professionally and everything. He must.
Yeah, that before he was in the UFC because.
Yeah, there's no such thing as 50k e-gays. And if it is about bonuses, what about Governor?
I think Governor's right because in this country we had that, the governor, the unlicensed fighter.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
his real name. Don't tell me.
Oh, I've forgotten it.
I've got the shot of him on the front of a book and everything.
Yeah, same here. I mean, didn't he look hard as nails?
Called the governor that it's quite hard to get his real name. Now, don't tell me his real name when you look it up because you can give me the clues and see if I.
Yeah, I've got his name.
Right, I think I know it, but I'm only going to know it. Give me some some hard clues so that I can prove that I know it. I'm sure I know it. I mean, if you just gave me the initials, I'm sure that'd be enough.
Is it LM are the initials?
Lenny McLean or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Annoying that because I had some quite good clues built up.
Yeah, I know. But it's a bloke. Clues are normally where you don't know it and you've got to try and guess it. I was like, I definitely know this fella's name. Yeah, he's the governor. He's a famous
That's right. Yeah.
bare knuckle fighter.
I was going to say that my clues were going to be his first name. You've got a photo of him naked in a shower.
Lenny, right? Yep.
Your mate Lenny, yeah. And
With a stapled sack. Yeah.
the second clue was going to be a freshly washed Scotsman.
Yeah, muck, and he's clean. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah,
They were good
bad,
ones. Sorry,
yeah.
mate, about that.
Nah, don't worry about it. But why are we talking about Lenny McLean? What is going on? Oh, right. Here, Aaron.
Governor. Because of Gavin Tucker's name.
That's it, yeah. So out of 9 fights, right, in order to call yourself 50K e-gay, out of 9 fights, how many do you think you should have a performance bonus
It's
in?
Minimum 4.
All right, well, it was only 1 before that Gavin Tucker fight, and that was now his second. So 2 out of 9.
Well, maybe, regardless of whether he gets the 50K, he thinks he deserves it every time.
He might do. There was someone on one.
Or he goes in there with the attitude of, listen, I'm getting the 50K. Don't matter if you don't get it. It's the attitude. It's the attitude of the fighter. That's what it is. It's his attitude.
I think both of them. I think both the nicknames are all right, to be honest. They're not run-of-the-mill common ones.
They are quite good, yeah.
I think they're all right. And I do think Ige is good. And there was someone else who kept on harping on the other day going, I want a bonus, 50 Gs and all that. And they're in a really pants fight. And I was like, yeah, good luck with that.
That does ring a bell. I think when we come to it, we'll probably remember.
Yeah.
This Gavin Tucker, he's called the governor. Well, he's not called the governor. He's called governor. You can't call yourself the governor because that's taken by Lenny. It doesn't. I don't think governor is even a word. Unless you're in America, unless you're actually a governor like Schwarzbanger. So where's he from? This Gavin Tucker? He can't be Canada. Well, yeah, isn't Canada British? Basically. Basically, I said. Roughly. Then there you go. I'll take away basically.
No, it's all. I mean, at least roughly. Half of it French or what have you, isn't it? I mean, it's.
Well, there you go.
What do you mean? There you go.
Well, I mean, it's the European word.
British, then, is it? I mean, it's
It's a European word. It's not an American word unless you're Schwarzbanger or The Rock. He's going to be a governor, probably, isn't he? Don't you reckon?
Who?
The Rock. DJ. Go and see your family.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Go and speak to DJ. Stop calling him DJ. That was getting on my wick in that program. Clash of the Titans.
What was getting on your wick in it?
When they kept saying to him things like, "Yeah, go and speak to DJ. Go and see DJ." They kept referring the 2 presenters and the whatever name is Diana Champion or whatever name is. They all only refer to him as DJ, like it's mates. Like we're so familiar. It's really obvious. What was it called? Remember the Titans? Clash of the Titans? Titan Games.
Titan Games, yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
He's a knob, isn't he? Right, anyway. I'm
telling you now, I'll be governor, this fella.
Canada is part of the Commonwealth.
Okay. So it's a British word, governor. No, Schwarzbanger and The Rock.
It's got historic links to the United Kingdom and home to...
Well, yeah, so roughly was pretty good. It's roughly English.
Maybe, I don't know.
I said roughly. Rough.
No, I don't know.
It sort of is.
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, I don't think it is. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're only talking about Gavin Tucker's bloody nickname.
Well, Tucker got done anyway with a KO in round 1. How about that?
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah. Now, the thing about this, right, is that tattoo on the back of Gavin Tucker's head. I don't understand why he's made that decision. The rest of his bod, I'm right with his tattoos. That it's not my style or what have you, but it works on him, right? Wicked Bob, muscle business.
Just have a look at the tattoos on the rest of the bod.
But he's got one on the back of his head. It's just like,
what's it of? I don't remember the back of the head tattoo.
You can't see because he had his hair growing through it a fair bit.
Oh, okay.
It's like such a bad place, I think, to get a tattoo. It's like, to me, it's one of the worst places to get it in the back of your head. Like Vandalays looked crap and all, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's he's made the decision to be just a rough bloke. So that's why it's on his head, if you know what I mean. It sort of works because of the person. He ain't got tattoos all over his body, does he, Vanderlei? But he banged one on the back of his skull. It kind of, I understand it. It means something. But this guy's got tattoos everywhere, and then you smash one on the back of your head. Who else has got back of heads apart from Kevin Lee?
I was going to say to you, one of the worst ones, well, obviously Kevin Lee.
Yeah, that's bad.
At least got a samurai helmet or whatever. But the one that I always remember that I always went, geez, why has he gone and done that? But I can't remember the guy's name. I've got his first name.
What's the tattoo? And I
can't remember, but it's massive and it just goes over the back of his head. His name is Rob, and he was in one of the Ultimate Fighter early series. What is his name?
Emmett.
That's it. Something like that, anyway.
Something like that, Everett or Emmett or something like that. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. He's got a bad one on the back.
We can look him up now. We've got his name, or roughly, if we have got his name right, that is.
Well, yeah, I don't think we have. That's the problem.
Oh, no.
It's something like that, but I really can't remember his name.
I can't do another name now. That's it.
He's just come up with Josh Emmett.
Okay, well, why not Rob Ultimate Fighter?
Rob Ultimate Fighter. Anyway, what's this got to do with a fight? Anyway,
We were talking about back of Gavin Governor's head.
Well, yeah.
Saying it ain't
Rob Emerson.
Emerson. Yeah, all right. Well, close enough. This is where it'd be good if we do video, right? Because now you could get the shot of his tattoo up and then you could just share it, bang, and it would come up on the screen without having to do all the editing and stuff. It would just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to consider doing that for the people. Because I'm sure they want to see the back of his head now. I do.
Yeah, but they could just type in Rob Emerson tattoo head.
Yeah, but they don't have to type it in. If they're watching, and when I say watching, that's why I said we could do video version, because then they'd be watching it just come up anyway.
I'm trying to figure out, it's basically like a cross, but it's got like, I don't know, like a big oil spill either side of it. It doesn't look good, not in my opinion anyway.
Maybe the oil spill is blood.
Obviously, he looks wicked just because, he's quite a decent looking fella. He's got a wicked bod, fights for a living, all that. So everything is set up for him for that to look good. It might not look quite so good in 10 years' time when he's mid-40s, a bit podgy.
Wrinkles on it, grey hairs hanging out of the back of it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So,
well, that's the decision you make when you get it done. You know it's for good.
Looks like now, I've just seen what looks like a more modern picture. Looks like he's had tattoos put all over his head now. So he obviously likes it.
All right, whatever. So what do we think of this Dan Ige then banging him out? What do we think of the fight? We haven't even said whether we liked the fight, whether we thought it was good, whether we liked Tucker. Hard to say what we think of the governor when he got banged out in 22 seconds. But Ige's had some good smashes, hasn't he?
Yeah, we know Tucker anyway. He's I think he's decent. I remember when he first came in, I actually thought this guy is really, really good. And then he got beaten by Rick Glenn, who's like, one of those big, long, lanky sort of guys. And if I remember rightly, he kind of just got out grappled and stuff in that fight.
Silly name, Rick Glenn.
Yeah, double first name, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was he'd won his last three.
Previous to this, obviously, yeah.
That's what got him the fight against Ige, who last time out had a bit of a not great performance against Cater. He just kind of sort of lost.
Yeah. I think he lost his head in it.
He could have done, yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened.
But this was the fight where Cormier and stuff were going, oh, wow, what was that? 3 seconds or something? It's like,
was this the one? Yeah.
This is the one. It's like, it wasn't very long. It was 22 seconds, but they were talking about, like, is this the quickest knockout of all time? That sort of stuff. It's like, no, obviously not. I mean, there's no end to it.
It wasn't like it was ding, 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 1, 2, 3, bang. I mean, why?
Yeah, I mean, they both maneuvered around a bit. There's a little feeling out process. It was kind of like the first serious engagement, I think.
I think it was.
And Tucker got done. Look, that can happen to anyone. It's not something that made me go, oh, Tucker needs to go back to the drawing board. And it's not the kind of thing that makes me go, oh, Ige's a killer again. It's
smash with a punch. That's it.
Yeah. And that happens. If someone asked me before the fight who I thought was going to win, I'd have gone with Ige anyway. But obviously, I didn't think he'd win that quickly and in that fashion. But I like both the guys, to be honest. I think Tucker's still really good. I think Ige's really good. I don't really know what that fight's taught us, though, that Ige is better than Tucker at the time being.
Not,
So
I don't know. Not really better because we never saw a fight. It's like saying, like a lot of people say about McGregor and Aldo's. Well, you never really got to see a fight. That's because he got smashed out. But you don't learn much from it, which is all you've just said. You've just said, I don't know what we learned from that. And it's the same as that. You didn't really learn much from that fight either, apart from that Aldo lost straight away and McGregor won. And, this is the same.
Like the best example is JDS and Kane, isn't it? Because JDS obviously knocked him out on, the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Knocked him out.
That silly overhand right punch.
Then when they rematched, obviously, Kane sort of bludgeoned him for 5 rounds, and so it's kind of that kind of scenario. You don't know what would happen if they fought again. I do think Ige would win. It's what I thought before, and it's what I still think now. But yeah, it's he's good. He's good, Ige. He's again like all these lower weight divisions in a pretty tough division. He's obviously lost against Cater. And Kate is still obviously ahead of him in the rankings.
Did he get 50
Do I see him beating the bloke? He got the 50 Gs, got performance of the night.
Well, he agreed it. Sorry.
It's like, but do I see him beating Chan Sung Young, Yair Rodriguez, Magomed Shapirov? I think he's got a chance with some of those guys, but I'd always
do the zombie winning. The zombie all worn down now, like Cerrone.
Well, we'll find out in his next fight, won't we? He's fighting.
I don't know. I've not heard this announcement, so
he's fighting the guy who called him out last time. Is he?
The Korean pop star.
No,
that's his mate. Hang on, he's supposed to be fighting.
You know what? This is the problem when you do a catch-up show, like so far, removed.
Oh, mate.
Because,
oh, God. Who called the zombie out?
Who beat the Korean zombie?
Who called him out? You said someone called the zombie out.
It was Ige, and I believe he's fighting Ige next, which who we're talking about. Yeah,
he is. God, right, okay.
So here we are sitting up. We'll find out for real.
Look, if we were being paid to be on the broadcast, etc., we would have done all the research and we would have had this mint off pat, right? But this is just this goes to show how raw it is.
If we were on telly with this crap, they'd have just pulled the plug on us live on air.
Yeah, I know, but we wouldn't be. We're just catching up on events because we've been a bit, tied up with other stuff. We're catching up. Had we done this straight away, and like you say, the news would have been off the press, would have been on it. But this is it. This is what happens with real people, not fake, not rehearsed like Anik and all that. This is real. It's what happens.
Who do you think is going to win that one then? Ige or Chan Sung Young?
I'm going Ige because he's all fresh and coming off powers, knockouts, and 50Ks, and Zombie's done all that, but he's done it all. It's in the past. He's all shop worn now.
Yeah, but is he really? I mean, he lost his last one. So what?
Smashed bad in his last one.
Yeah, but he still went the distance against the guy, the next title contender.
Yeah, it's pointless though, wasn't it? I mean, he didn't do anything in that fight.
But if you think about it, since he lost to Aldo, he beat Dennis Bermudez. He lost to Yair Rodriguez, but let's be honest, that was a fight that he was seconds away. Well, literally a second.
He kind of didn't lose that. Yeah, I agree with that.
He was a second away from winning. He beat Renato Moicano, who I think is really good. Knocked him out in the first round. Knocked Frankie Edgar out in the first round. And then he lost to Ortega. So there's not really any sign, I don't think.
But they say, yes, there is signs. That Ortega fight, they say it takes it out of you and all that stuff.
Well, we'll find out when we against Ige.
Because that was a rough one, that. But then saying that, Ortega had a really, really rough one before that and came back all looking qual.
Yeah. So but he's a little less,
less battle worn,
yeah, those sort of tear-ups. The thing is, I think that this was one of those fights where I think Gavin Tucker, he got this fight, and I think it was a bit too much too soon. I think they obviously put him in because they rate him and he is good. And I think it was one of those ones of, look, is this guy a top 10, top 15? And they kind of found out and went, well, he's obviously not because he got done.
Well, because he got done by a punch.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know,
That's
like
not.
that
You're out of
Danny
order.
you know, Danny,
Calling for his cutting again. This is bad.
no,
This.
no, no, not at all. I told you, I really like Tucker. I think he's good,
Mm.
but you know, like Dan Ige, he's fought Calvin Cater. You know, who's one of the top fellas up there and all that. And I'm just like, I don't know. I think Gavin Tucker probably got jumped up the queue a little bit too quick.
Maybe. I don't remember it being like a late replacement or anything like that, but it could be because I don't know the answer to that, or they did just put him in there because they think he's decent. Or maybe Ige just needed a fight. Look, you just don't know. That's why you got to do your research, all right? It's all good discussing it now and all that, but you don't know the answers. If either one of us had done the research, one of us would be able to answer now and go, well, no, they didn't think he was the man. It was a
But they
late
didn't.
replacement.
I do know he was a short notice replacement.
Right. Well, it's nothing to do with they thought he was good enough then, is it? It's because Ige needed a fight and they just banged him in there. Right.
This might be the worst podcast anyone's ever recorded.
No.
Listen,
no.
you've got to be self-critical, and
We've done worse.
yeah, it's true. We probably have done worse, but yeah, this one is, like you say, it's what happens when you try and talk about an event that
right, exactly.
Just to put this in context, this event we're talking about. I mean, it happened
14th of March.
Well, yeah, 13th, 14th of March. So we're talking, 3.5 weeks ago. Almost a month ago. Trying to do this stuff from memory. It's no wonder it's all.
And that's our fault, obviously, but it shows. That's all we're saying is that it shows.
Yeah, it's absolute toilet. I mean, but so what? Here, don't matter. No one listens to it anyway.
Exactly. By all means, listen to it and comment that it's crap. I dare you. Let's go. But there's nothing. There'll be no one listening. I dare you to listen to it. I dare you to try and get through it.
We should have put that. We should have put that at the start. We should maybe do a separate little disclaimer at the start. We dare you to try and get through all this.
Yeah,
it's a little bit like,
challenge.
It's a little bit like Sarah Morass.
That we did, yeah.
Sarah Morass versus Lemos fight.
Yeah,
where
we challenged each other. Yeah,
all the way through. We should do that. We dare you to listen to this garbage all the way through. Anyway, let's get to the co-main.
It's like what we said. It's like, remember that time I told you when I lent Niak a film, and he took it home, brought it back the next day. I didn't watch it because I started watching it and it was so crap that I said to myself, look, don't get that much time to sit and watch a film. So if I'm going to watch something I want to watch, not some crap you gave me. I mean, he was dead honest with it. It was nasty, but it was dead honest. But you've not seen it. So how do you know? And
what's the film?
Hang on. I do know. I think it was Go For It, Bud and Terence. I mean, it's brilliant. But, I guess if you're not into Italian slapstick comedies, it will be, to me, it's not an acquired taste because it's my taste. But I actually don't think it's an acquired taste personally. But there you go. He didn't give it a chance.
It's something you can make a decision on very quickly about whether it's your bag or not.
I think so. Don't forget.
It was something that came on telly today and I started watching it. And I think after about 15 seconds, I went, nope, not watching this.
See, that's what I'm saying. It can happen.
The voice of the person in it was like really annoying, really grating on me. And I went, there's no I'm getting for an hour and a half of this. Bang, it went off.
A really annoying, grating voice. Do you think that's why people don't listen to this?
I don't think I've got annoying voices. We ain't got good voices. We ain't got annoying ones.
Yeah, brilliant.
If we have, leave a comment down below.
Yeah, come on. Tell us, no problem. If you've got this far, that's the challenge. But you won't know. Like you said, he should have said it at the beginning. But there was a film that was on, I think, only yesterday or the day before. And I'm sure you've said this to me already. But I was going to send you a message and say, now, listen, I think you've said this to me already. But this could quite possibly be one of the worst films ever made. And it made me watch quite a lot of it to go, right, how bad? And I think you've done this exercise yourself. And it's the Depp Chocolate Factory.
Oh, yeah. So that's
bad, that.
That's a shocker, that. Yeah.
It's unreal. And you know why it's bad?
I've told you that numerous times before, though.
Yeah,
It's genuinely, you sit there I sit there embarrassed for Johnny Depp. If I was Depp and I was on the red carpet and, it was the big launch movie night, I'd be sitting there. My fingers would go through the armrest and everything. I would crush that armrest. My toes would be put out the bottom with the soles of my shoes because I'd just be sitting there going, flipping hell, this is so, you know, when you think back to a stage in your life where you've done something really embarrassing and you
Yeah.
go, I can't believe I've done that. You know, you might
Easy's
ask,
there for all to see forever.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, his is documented on film in DVDs around the world. And I mean, to me, I would just look at that and go, oh, God, that's embarrassing. I mean, you
Mate,
know, I've got,
it's actually bad because of him.
oh, yeah. I mean, the
It's
Oompa
bad
Loompas
because
are
of him. It's not good, right? But the film would be the Oompa Loompa all being played by the same bloke. Look, there's loads of
yeah,
things that are crap about it, right? But he is the problem. He's so bad in it; it's unbelievable. And when I was watching, I was thinking, I know he knows this because he's told me this before. He's rewatched it and been done by this before. And I'm telling you, I had the same experience and went, blimey, mate, this is bad.
well,
Really.
I never watched it. I had to watch it in, I had to watch it in where we used to work.
Oh,
They
okay,
used
yeah.
when it got
They
when it got
played it in the
released.
background, yeah.
Yeah, when it got released on DVD, it was on in the background all the time. And so obviously, I've never seen it at the cinema. I don't go and watch Johnny Depp's. You know, I'll watch Johnny Depp's if he's in Platoon. I know Donnie Brasco's going to be good, and I'll
That
probably
is
give that
good, yeah.
at some stage. Yeah, I watched him. You know, where he was that what's his name like that? What Whitey Bulger or something? That was okay.
Is it called
But
something
you
like
know,
Black Mass or Black
yeah, that's
something?
it. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean that's okay.
I
There
can't remember
was
what it's called. Yeah, I've not
I
seen
think
that.
that might be it. I think that might be it. Black Mass. Yeah. There was but the whole Pirates of the Caribbean
Terrible.
the whole Pirates of the Caribbean area can get bent. I mean, it's just absolute shocking from start to finish. I don't find Jack Sparrow entertaining, funny, good character, good acting. Sweeney Todd, that is absolute toilet and all. In fact, the only decent film or the only decent performance he's put in is Platoon, and that's because he's in it for about 3 seconds, then he gets blown up or something.
Didn't even know he was in it.
He's in it for about 2 seconds. He's like the translator. He's translator in a village, and I think he gets killed when with a booby trap. I mean, it's such a wicked film, that Platoon.
It
Do
needs
want to,
rewatching. I told you if it was on
yeah.
stuff, I'd rewatch it. But
So that no, you need to buy that on what is it, Black Disc or whatever
yeah,
you
on the
said.
black disc, the 4Kers, yeah.
Yeah, you need to get that. That's a wicked film, that. But yeah,
Well,
Chocolate Factory. I mean, I can't believe that somebody. I think halfway through, somebody didn't go, right, guys. We're on the wrong path here. We need to
we need to
stop.
reshoot these Depp scenes. They're bad.
Yeah,
No, but the stuff he does,
it's not funny.
oh, it's more than not funny. It's unbelievable. When you're watching it, you think to yourself, yeah, but this is on now. It's finished. This film is done and dusted. It's been out. I checked the date, like 2005. It's been out all these years. There's no going back. You can't change it. It's here. It's on telly in front of me now. It was unreal. It's unreal. The things he was saying, the faces he was pulling, even the way he looked, his barnet, the makeup, everything was
I
just.
think someone said that he was trying to model like the character on sort of like Michael Jackson, stuff like that. I mean, if you like that, you can kind of see that, right? He's sort of like, you know, high pitched sort of voice and all that kind of stuff. But the facts are, like I say, it's just an embarrassing performance.
I mean,
It's like one of those ones where, you know, like he'll say a punchline or something like that, and you'll just kind of go, you
yeah,
know, like
that's exactly it.
teeth.
When he,
I mean, I'm surprised my teeth didn't shatter, my
yeah,
toes didn't, you know, snap, my fingers didn't crack. That's watching
the
that film.
same as you. I was
Cringe.
crying about it, and I thought, but what does Depp think when he watches this? Can he bring himself to watch this? I can't imagine it. Anyone. Who's the director? The same one who always does the Depps.
Oh yeah, Burton in it.
Burton, yeah, right. Tim Burton. So can he watch it? Can anyone watch it? It's unbelievable. Whenever he chats or responds to the kids when they say things and he tries to outsmart them, the response. So it's not all his fault because some of it will be the script. You know, where they'll go, right, this is what you've got to respond or whatever. So it's not all his fault, but the responses are terrible. The way they're done is terrible. And match it up with how he looks. And then you're sitting there going, I've seen Wilder doing this and it's fantastic. I mean, it's a brilliant film. And this just isn't. You know, it's just not. It's not. And the main character, look, some of the people are all right. The granddad's good. The kid, Charlie, he's nothing wrong with him. He's good. I think the kid is actually really good in it. there's things about it that are all right, and the obviously overall story is good. I got no issue with it, but Depp really ruins it. Really ruins it.
It almost seemed like a vanity project for Depp. You know, it's like, you know, this is my coming out as a comedy genius kind of thing. Anyway, let's stop talking about this film.
I don't even know why he's come up. He came up. That's it. Next fight, because we've still got two fights.
Why has he come up? We're talking about Dan Ige.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to listen back. We'll have to listen back and find out.
There's no way I ain't sitting through this crap. All right, go on.
Next fight is Misha Serkinov versus Ryan Superman Spann.
Yeah.
And he done Serkinov straight away in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, it might as well have been Misha Tate in there.
She's doing a comeback.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
UFC as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, unfinished business and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just. Look, I'd rather her than.
I admit, yeah, she ain't the worst.
I'd rather watch her than watch, you know, another Ashley Yoda fight. But I ain't expecting much. Let's put it on that. Anyway, we keep getting diverted.
Okay, yeah, sorry. There's nothing really to say about it. For me, I haven't got any really report on this fight.
No, other than the fact that Serkinov has a bad flinch reflex. It's a bad attribute to have in if you're a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, he sort of like turned his head away from the shots. He looked scared of the shots and stuff like that. I don't know why.
Maybe they hurt.
Maybe they did, but what do you think? It was a tickling contest.
Well, no, but maybe Spann's power.
Maybe he is, but I refuse to believe that he hasn't felt power like that before. Anyway, yeah, not you know, good for Spann.
Yeah.
But a real bad performance for Serkinov.
Is Serkinov the bloke who stands up and does the arm triangles, or is that the other bloke who looks exactly the same?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a bloke. Listen, then, right? You do.
I am listening, but
no, there's a bloke, right, who does the arm triangle move, but standing up. He's so powers he can even do it standing up. But it might be the heavyweight bloke who looks the same as this. He was all crashed out.
You're not talking about Olenek?
Yeah, it's the same bloke.
Olenek.
This ain't. He's either standing.
He just looks like Alexei Olenek's younger brother, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
okay, so he's not the standing arm triangle bloke. That's the Olenek bloke who does that, is it? You don't even know about the standing arm triangle move, by the sounds of it.
You're talking about the head crusher, aren't you? But anyway, it's
He used to do it. They used to say, "Look, he's so powers. He don't even have to be on the ground, and he can do it up against the cage and all that." Oh, forget it. Right. Anyway, we move on to the next fight. There's nothing to report on this fight. It was, obviously it was good, but it weren't really good, was it? Because now it happened, as in, like you say, Serkinov. It's not like Serkinov put up a decent fight. It wasn't really a fight. He just got blazed, right?
No, but it was good because look, Ryan Spann, right? I'm not that high on him. I don't think he's that.
He's
amazing.
Quite high. He's Superman. He flies.
Well, yeah, so goes the rumour. But I don't think he is, though. I mean, his UFC record, he's 1-5, lost 1, right? And the only loss was that mad fight against Johnny Walker. Do you remember that? That real back and forward.
Yeah, after Walker was with straight blasts or whatever.
That's right, yeah. And it was one of those fights where
it was all over the place.
Yeah, it looked like two blokes had been, deep into the bottle in a bar all night and decided to have a punch up over a lady out in the car park or something.
Yeah, one of the classics, it was entertaining, but
yeah,
honestly, it was rubbish, yeah.
Yeah, it was a mess. But yeah, I mean, I really loved the fight. But that was one where he sort of, I felt like he possibly could have won that fight if he'd stayed a bit more composed and what have you. So he's kind of doing well, is what I'm saying. But I still haven't seen enough from him where I'm like, yeah, but I think he's a top contender. And
I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Hopefully he'll do better next time. And yeah, I'm sure he ain't been cut, which is obviously what you're probably calling for. So hopefully next time he'll impress you enough, Geez, just knock the geezer out in round 1.
Yeah, but it takes more than that.
Yeah.
It takes more than that to impress me.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Yeah.
You've done it in 1 minute, 11 seconds. Not good enough. Because Ige done it in 22, and he's a lighter
Exactly.
weight
Yeah.
bloke. It's just not good enough. Not good enough. Well, anyway, there ain't much to report on that fight because it was what it was, and it ended when it ended. And we'll move on to the next one. This is the main event. This is what we've all been waiting for. Everyone is excited. The return of Leon Rocky Edwards against.
Were you excited and all that for this fight? You know, the fact that Edwards had been out for so long, if you
You
like,
know
kind of
what?
drifted
Yeah,
out of the picture a little bit, and you
yeah.
know, kind of got the impression that he was losing his standing in the UFC and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, were you excited for it?
I
Did you
was.
think it was a good matchup?
No,
Uh,
I wasn't particularly excited for the matchup. As you know, it wasn't supposed to be Bilal Muhammad, was it? Who was it meant to be? It was supposed to be the one punch Mershart bloke, wasn't it?
yeah, it's supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev, wasn't it?
Right, that's right, Chimaev. It's supposed to be him. So that would have been more exciting, not being nasty to Muhammad, because we've agreed we like him. We've agreed he's always in decent fights. But, you know, he'd only fought a couple of weeks before that, I think, something like that, Bilal Muhammad. So whatever. But it's good that he had the fight because it means Edward could stay on the card and have a fight. And I was excited to see Leon Edwards. And I mean, everything. I wanted to see the bod. You know, he'd obviously been ill through part of this with virus. So I did want to see him fight because he's getting into distant memory, you know?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Not just can't remember when he last fought. I have no memory of watching him fight. It's been that long, you know? So I needed to see fresh Leon Edwards. And there's a lot of chat in between his last fight and now of where he should be and fighting this, that, and the other, and should be fighting for the belt and all this. I just wanted to see him fight. And I thought he was good. I thought he was really good. I thought he looked amazing, as in he looked fit and healthy and strong. I mean, he looked in wicked shape, is the truth. And honestly, I thought he looked good at fighting. He looked like he really knew his stuff. There you go. I'm just going to be real with it. That's what he looked like to me. It looked like a bloke who knew what he was doing. I thought he was decent.
Yeah, I agree. He looked controlled, calm, composed. You know, when he looked snappy, you know, with his strikes, you know, they had a real nice sort of, you know, speed to him and a nice little crunch at the end.
They had
You know,
length on him without him leaning into him. You know, that he
yeah, I mean,
used his attributes and his range properly, if you know what I mean. His feet were under him on the strikes. He, like you say, he really looked like he was in control of his bod. He was composed. Seemed like he had energy for days.
yeah, I mean,
Weren't phased by nothing.
It wasn't a fight that was particularly grueling or went that long, but yeah, he definitely.
That's true, because I was
First,
expecting a grueling fight because Muhammad normally goes absolutely mental on gizzards, but he didn't.
well, and I thought that was the other impressive thing, right? Is Muhammad is someone who every fight I've seen Muhammad in, he's gotten pushed up against, you know, usually on the back foot, pushed up and they're back against the cage.
But
Or,
he gets them there with strikes. He don't push them back. He pushes them back with striking, and then they end up with their back on the fence. Yeah,
because he's aggressive, he's come forward, and he wasn't coming forward so much.
Nothing.
I mean, he obviously felt something.
Yeah.
You know, saying early on in that fight, and went, I can't take liberties with this. I can't just march this guy down. And I thought Leon Edwards, to me, it was the most impressive Leon Edwards performance, full stop.
Yeah.
That I've seen, because he has been spoke about in regards to, you know, title shot and this and the other, but you know, he's got some good wins. You know, he beat Luque, but that was a few years ago. You know, he's beaten Cerrone, but
Dos Anjos.
Dos Anjos, yeah, is obviously a good win. A tight fight against Gunnar Nelson.
He's only got done by, what's his name, Usman.
Usman, that's right, yeah. And Claudio Silva, who we agreed is one of the worst fighters we've ever seen in the UFC. But that was a hell of a long time ago. That was, you know, 7 odd years ago or something, 6, 7 years ago. So it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know about Edwards. I'm not sure that he is top of the pile with. To me, he felt more like a 6 to 10 ranked fighter than a 1 to 5. You know, when they were talking about he's the next title shot and stuff like that, I was always like, yeah, he's on a good streak and a good tear, but only say 2 or 3 of those fights are real big sort of top 10 wins.
The wins were always convincing, as in he won them, but he won them just, you know, they weren't. I'm not asking for barn burners every time. I'm just saying they didn't look like what this fight looked like. You know, I don't really even know how he did win him. He just won through, I don't know, being a bit more they were a bit like rubbish Usmans,
Mm.
you know.
This fight, he looked in total control of, and he
Even his
looked.
fingers.
Well, we'll get to that. But this to me, that was the most impressive I've seen him.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
it was ruined by that, and it did make me kind of go, you know what? I do think this guy's a 1-5.
It did.
Fighter.
It made me. I thought exactly the same. I was like, this version is good. Now, because we haven't, said what's happened yet. So what happened? Tell me. Tell me about this fight. What happened?
Just an eye poke. Muhammad, he really,
I mean, the reaction was real powers, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and this ain't a guy who's, I think he was really. I mean, at one point he really did sort of like scream. I think he actually started crying a little bit at one point.
He was crying loads, yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen since the pictures. And if you think Johnny Depp's acting can make you sort of cringe, these pictures are horrible. I mean, have you seen them?
No.
Oh my God! It's like, I mean, I'm funny with eyes and eyelids anyway. There was one of my cousins used to be able to do that thing of turning your eyelid inside out.
Yeah, I used to do that. Horrible. It feels horrible when you do it. No?
Absolutely disgusting, right? I do not know why anyone would do it. And they used to turn their eyelids inside out, and it used to make me feel sick. I used to hate it. This was like a reverse version. It's almost like he pulled his eyelid away from his eyeball, like he wanted to, I don't know, put his finger in there or something. I mean, it was horrible, really horrible. And it made me kind of, at the time I went, oh, come on, Mohammed, try and put a bit more of a brave face on it. Right? I know he's a real tough guy. He's going to, I'm an absolute big girl's blouse, compared to him. But I was like, oh, come on, stop crying. Come on. I know you're hard, man. Get through this kind of thing. And when I saw those pictures, I went, nah, fair dues, because I want to cry just looking at the picture, let alone, having it done to me. So it was a real shame, one of those just freak occurrences, and it is what it is.
I mean, this 100% weren't by purpose. This was
it was just
part of the fight. Yeah,
one of those classic things, sort of somebody sort of like trying to maintain distance. And I mean, I'm going to find the picture for you. But it with regards to sort of whether he deserved a rematch, Muhammad, and stuff like that, I think because he came in on short notice, I think in many ways he does, but because he came in on short notice, Edwards is, if you like, ranked a lot higher than him. And you kind of really got to say, look, you should run it back. But I understand why the UFC went, look, this was a one-off opportunity for you. You jumped the queue big time to get there. And we're not going to do this fight again because it looked like Edwards was in control, but that doesn't matter.
No, it don't matter.
You kind of got an opportunity, and it's a real shame that you've missed out on that opportunity through no fault of your own.
Yeah.
But we're going to kind of continue with Edwards' trajectory. And if you carry on with yours, you'll meet up in the future. But
the argument is that, there's two ways looking at it, obviously, with everything. The argument is that you were never meant to be in that fight. So now it's over. It's over. We just draw a line under it. You're only there to save the main event or whatever. The other argument is you saved the main event and you stepped up on short notice. So whatever you need from us next, you get, because you get paid for it, obviously, but I ain't saying which one is right. I get both sides of it. That one person will go, listen, you were never meant to be in that fight anyway, so it's done and dusted. And then I understand him going, oh, hang on, I never got to have that fight. And I was in it, and I did step up on short notice, and I have only just fought. Yeah, I get paid for that, but I'm the one who's got fingers in my eyes. Why can't I have another go at this? Right?
Exactly.
He didn't lose.
Like I say,
it's a 5-round fight. It's a 5-round fight. It only went 2 rounds. It only went what was it? 18 seconds into round. It only went 1 round, really.
Yeah, basically only went 1 round. Yeah.
Right. So I understand both sides of it. I've got no say in the matter. If I did have a say, I'll ask you. If you had a say in the matter, you're the big boss, man. Is he getting a rematch? Let me do it for you, right? I'm going to be both people. I don't think that... I don't know why he's now over him.
Yeah.
Right.
Who is that supposed to be?
I'm going to have to stick with it, right?
Sound like Johnny Depp in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
See, the thing is, yeah, he's never meant to be in this fight anyway, so why am I going to give him a rematch anyway? Why would I...
Edwards don't talk like that either, but anyway.
Listen, hang on, I'm giving you both sides of it. You're the boss. Listen to each side. I'm Edwards.
Yeah.
I should have been fighting. I should have been fighting the number one contender. I'm the number one contender, right? I'm the number one contender. I should have already been fighting for the belt, yeah. And I had to end up taking Chimaev just to get a fight. I should have been fighting for it. So I was going to take him. He pulls out. I still take it. This guy comes in. Now, next time I want the belt. I shouldn't be having a rematch. So no, he don't get a rematch. That's his argument, right? Now I'm going to do Muhammad. Listen, got fingers in my eyes. Stepped in at short notice. I haven't had this fight yet. What's happening? Surely I deserve some credit for, that main event staying on the card.
Yeah, and also, like you say, he didn't have the fight. It was through no fault of his own, all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
If you do want to apportion blame to anyone, you have to give it to Leon Edwards, right? Because if somebody gets poked in the eye, then what were your fingers doing there? It's that simple. So it was Edwards' fault. It definitely wasn't intentional, right? But the fact that Muhammad got eye poked is only one person's fault, and it's Leon Edwards.
So,
but
what's that?
The way it has worked out, I just think is way better. So they kind of went, look, you had a free hit.
Well, whoa! I asked you what you would do as the boss.
Yeah, as the boss, I think I'd say, look, guys, this wasn't the expected fight. It wasn't a big fight. You're both at different stages of your careers.
Yeah, but I might have won that.
Hang on. Well, hang on. Don't interrupt the boss.
Yeah,
right.
Sorry, Mr. White.
Right. So we'll look after you, Muhammad. We'll give you a good high-profile matchup to say thanks for stepping in on short notice and to alleviate a bit of the, sort of bad news that you didn't really get to have this fight properly.
Okay.
And Edwards will give you a fight that gets you into a position where you cement your number one contendership.
I've already cemented my position. I'm on an 8-fight win streak. I've already cemented my position.
Yeah, but you've just poked someone in the eyes and ruined the main event.
That was part of the fight game. That's part of the fight game. That's not me. That's the gloves. I can't help that.
Listen, Leon, you can either rematch Muhammad or you can have a number one contender fight.
I'll have the number one contender fight. Sod Muhammad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, boss.
And I think Muhammad's got is scheduled to be fighting Damian Maia, which I think's a good matchup for him.
You know what it is? If he does him, which I guess we're both going to pick Muhammad in this fight. If he does him, it's a good name on your scalp.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a good scalp on your record. That's a good name on your scalp. That's a good one. You shouldn't
really be putting names on your scalp. Gavin Tucker does that, and so does Rob Emerson, but we don't. But I think it's a good fight for Muhammad if you like a sort of maybe a passing over. You've got Damian Maia kind of like tumbling down those ranks, and Muhammad gets a chance to leapfrog into that top 15, maybe in top 10 discussion. And for Leon Edwards, he gets to fight Nate Diaz, which for him, I just think it is the perfect stylistic matchup. To me, it is a comfortable win. It's a massive win. It's a high-profile win. And with that win, he can basically now just confidently go, I want a title shot. Come on, guys, stop messing around. Even though I don't think a win over
title shots off beating Diaz.
Yeah, I
you don't think so.
But I do think it will. Then it will be like sort of like 9. Let's forget the Muhammad fight. It'll be 9-fight win streak or what have you. And he was making noises about being number one contender before this. They've now taken a Nate Diaz fight. For him, I'm sure he'd go, listen, I've got to be next now. Even though I don't think beating Nate Diaz at welterweight qualifies you for a title shot. I don't even know why Nate Diaz is taking this fight.
Nor do I. But then it might have been Vicente Luque that he would have fought, because that's what, and I thought that was a good call out by Luque saying, I'll have Nate Diaz for him anyway. Now I thought, well, Diaz, he don't do anyone apart from McGregor or BMFs. So I don't know why he's going to bother. But I suppose if he is the number one contender, he ain't really, is he? Because ain't it Usman then Masvidal, is it? I mean,
Covington. I mean, Nate Diaz, is he even ranked at welterweight? I don't even think he is, because he's not active enough.
But I suppose if you're Nate Diaz, then you would go, well, this guy's touted as having an next title shot. If I do him, blaze him. And then we know why he takes it, money, innit? I mean, it's all there is to it. But
I just didn't think he's a high profile enough name.
No. But if they say to him something like, if you do him, then it's title shot. I mean, he probably ain't that bothered about title shots. He's not that sort of bloke, is he? I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I do think it's strange. Good though.
Yeah, but like I say, I think it's a comfortable win for Leon Edwards.
What, in
And
the
then you
5-rounder with Diaz coming back, coming on
you can
strong
argue,
in the
yeah,
last few?
exactly. You can argue that it's never an easy fight with Diaz, right? And it definitely ain't. I was being flippant with that. He can definitely get dragged into deep water with
Yeah,
those
what
long
about if he just keeps putting them punches in your face non-stop?
he definitely
Telling you,
has
mate,
that ability. And
he's grief.
he is grief, yeah. But I just think that it will take a similar style to the way the Masvidal fight was taken against Diaz.
Yeah. Someone else done Diaz with, decent length punches. I can't think of. I'd have to have a look at his. There's someone I'm thinking of where it'll be very similar. That Edwards should be able to do him no problem.
Yeah, I think, yeah, just as well because just Nate Diaz always looks undersized at welterweight. Just doesn't look strong enough, a big enough unit at welterweight. So I think it's a good fight for Leon Edwards. So he's kind of coming out smelling roses. Bilal Muhammad gets a big name in Damian Maia as well. A fight that I think he's far more realistically got a chance of winning. So he comes out of it smelling roses. Everybody's happy all round. Let's all go and watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, brilliant. Good decisions from you there. Of whether to give the rematch or not. Great. You've done what the fans wanted. The fighters, you've kept them happy. So you're the right man for the job. Simple as that.
Like Dana White, I'm bald and muscly.
That's right. Even like that. And you know everything, going off of this particular podcast, you know everything about the industry. Everything.
Yeah. Well, bad podcast this, wasn't it?
That's why it's a good one. But like we said, who's ever going to know apart from me and you?
Yeah, it's true.
And maybe the Hick. I think he's.
Yeah,
he might have given up on him by now anyway.
Yeah, maybe your mum and dad listen to him sometimes.
Yeah, it's possible. Well,
I don't think they'll get through this one though.
No.
You know it will be a bad one if the Hick or your mum and dad leave a message basically saying that was pretty ropey, guys. Then you know it shouldn't even have been uploaded.
Yeah, what'd be even worse is if someone decided to finally give us a go and went, oof, never again.
Yeah, but you say that, right? But if someone said to you, okay, what is a shining example of our podcasting skills? Which episode would you listen to? Don't pick any of them. They're all crap.
Nah, I'd do the one with all the video clips and pictures and stuff in it just because it's got that stuff in it, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess.
Morass. So. And we spoke about Morass.
Yeah, for about half hour.
Exactly. And Stephen A. What's the other bloke's name? Skip Baker or something.
Bayless, yeah. Bayless and Stephen A. Pair of idiots. You know have you seen the what score do you think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's got on IMDb? I'll tell you what, we'll make it interesting. If you're within 0.3, hang on, wait, if you're within 0.3 of either way, right?
I've already got it in my head what I think.
Okay, so if you're at 0.3 either way, then I don't know.
Right. Look, I think it's going to be higher than we think because I think when it came out that kids of an age who hadn't seen the Wilder version liked it. I know they did, right? For sure. I've got evidence of it. They know now that it's crap. They know now it's crap, right? But back then, they thought it was good, right?
He thought it was good.
The boy loved it, right?
Did he?
Oh, yeah. But he was young and he don't know about Wilder, right? And now he's a bloke. He's like, oof, that is crap, right? So what I'm saying is, like Commando, it's of a time, not for us because we'd
has he seen the Wilder version now then?
Can't remember. I think I went on about it and said, you need to see the real version, forward roll coming out and all that business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always really like that chewing gum. I always really like that chewing gum or sweet that he put on the desk at the end. Remember he gave them all like those chewing gums or bubble gums. Remember that was the test to see whether they would sell the secrets to Slugworth.
That's right, yeah.
Charlie takes that chewing gum back and puts it on the desk next
to Jim. Prove he's good, yeah. Yeah,
Jim Wilder goes, you did it, and all that. And I'm like, no, you know what he didn't? Because he's still drunk that burping gas. that floating burping gas. So he's still
Yeah, but
crap.
remember,
Just
it's
he
a,
didn't,
it was.
just he didn't get chopped up by the fan at the top of the tower or whatever. Don't mean that he's any less crap. He'd done the same as Augustus Gloop. He'd done the same as the Veronica. What was her name? The one, the golden egg. Give it to me.
Veronica Salt or something.
Veronica Salt, yeah. And who was the Mike TV? Bloody hell, how do I remember all this? And who was the other one? The girl who had, oh, I'm getting a blueberry sauce. Oh,
Oh, I don't know.
cream cheese steak and all that. And she's
Violet.
like, yeah, Violet. Violet, I can't remember her name, surname. But he was just the same as all them. He failed. He was crap. He broke the rules. He ate something. It's just when Violet ate something, she had to get her stomach pumped. When Veronica, nicked a golden egg, she fell down a chute into a furnace or whatever. When Mike TV done something crap, he ended up being a little, amoeba on TV or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's right. Yeah.
Charlie just got lucky that the thing he had, he could basically burp out.
But look, I don't remember what Wilder said, but I do remember what Depp said because it was only a couple of days ago, and he said that it was quite good now because he said that Charlie was the least crap. He thinks all kids are crap, but you were the least crap one, so that's why he won. So
Brilliant. What high standards he set.
do you remember in the Depp one? Because I don't think this happened in the Wilder. When they leave at the end, the kid from the telly, he's all long like a lanky streak of fingers.
No, I don't remember.
You need to see it. You need to see the ending where they walk out to the front gate and Charlie stays in because he won. The girl, Violet's doing flexible flips and stuff, and it's terrible graphs. And then the dad's walking out with the kid from the television who goes small, and he's all flattened out and long and lanky like a giant. And it's terrible. You can imagine the graphs. I mean, it's so bad. Even bits like that. Like, oh my blimey, worst.
Yeah. So
it made it good. I reckon.
Well, it's so bad it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going 6.5.
Oh, yeah, you won. You got it within the 0.3 threshold. 6.6. I can't believe it's rated 6.6. I mean, genuinely, there will be some films that I've seen that I think are amazing that are on less than 6.6.
I know, but like I said to you, it's not. It's about the audience that were watching it and what they thought of it at the time. Well, not the kids going on IMDb and do ratings, but even so, I just think that at the time, I don't remember people saying it was crap at the time. Quite the opposite. I thought it was terrible at the time because I was watching it going, oh my word, but I had Wilder to compare it to. Whereas now, I'm not comparing. Now, when I watched it a couple of days ago, I wasn't comparing it to Wilder. I was watching it on its own merit and trying to enjoy the story. But that's why I'm saying to you, it was Depp that made it, terrible. I don't need to compare it to Wilder's. No comparison.
Wilder's is very good.
Yeah. So there you go. 6.5. I done good. And unfortunately, we didn't agree my reward for getting within 0.3. I can't believe I got within 0.3. I mean, that's amazing.
I'll give you that table for free.
Okay. All right. Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to go and watch Girl Next Door.
It ain't called that, is it?
Yeah, that non-Lohan film, isn't it?
I thought it weren't called that. I thought when you looked it up, you went it.
It ain't even Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, that's right. Even worse, yeah. Ain't called it, and then she ain't in it. Yeah. That one, yeah.
It's Alicia Cuthbert.
All right. Well, let's agree to watch Charlie Chocolate Factory's 2 Gigs of Depp. Or we could watch...
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it again. Because I watched it I got up to the big witter going up the chocolate tube, and I didn't watch any more after that. And then I came back in and saw the lanky bloke walking out at the end. So I haven't actually watched it all the way through. But yeah, let's do it. Let's watch Charlie and the Chocolates. Brilliant. Okay, well, look, thanks for your assistance there. I think with the knowledge from 2 brains, we really made the most of that. 2 people that follow the sport, enjoy watching MMA and UFC, giving you the opinions and all the knowledge. That's what we did. We gave you the knowledge. 2 brains of knowledge there. Anyway, the way I see it is onwards and upwards, and you can only get better.
Well, that's true. I'm glad that this one's well out of date and no one's going to listen to it. It's not something I'm particularly proud of. Anyway, see you later.
See you later, mate.